Howdy, folks. We have with us Mr. Jim Bob Jean here today. He's going to tell us about the Great Depression. I know it was a great time, hence the name Great Depression. Please come sit with us, Mr. Jim Bob Jean. It would be my honor.
I will, Jerry. Thank you for inviting me here today.
Anytime. So, tell us about the Great Depression, Mr. Jim Bob.
Well, for starters, I was in the Great Depression when I was 6 and 7.
Young age.
So what I remember the most was back in New York City. So I'll tell you as much information as I can from what I remember. So the time I'm going to be telling you about here was 1932 to 1933.
Okay.
I remember the most was every day I'd walk to school, which was very dangerous at the time. But whenever I walked to school, I always walked through the city, and there were always thousands and thousands, I have to estimate 6,000 to 7,000 vendors selling apples for 5 cents.
5 cents per piece. Wow.
But see, the thing that I thought was pretty funny about that was since the U.S. circulation was so low, they stopped making nickels.
What would we do without nickels, Mr. Jim Bob?
Obviously not buy apples.
That is very...
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I went to school, and I didn't even pass past the 6th grade before I dropped out to work on my dad's farm because it was getting destroyed by those dust bowls. So what I remember the most about going to school was reading these amazing new comic strips that were coming out all over the place. I was pretty crazy back then. It was Superman, which is probably all well known today, Flash Gordon, and probably the unwell known Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah. And who was Dick Tracy, Mr.?
He's just another one of them old superheroes that no one ever talks about anymore. Alright, well, my mother died from cancer, so it was just me and my dad. I worked on the farm for a couple of years before everything got destroyed by the dust bowls up in New York City. So we moved down to California, which were thousands, hundreds and thousands of people. I estimated around 200,000, 250,000 people went down there at the time. We were going down with people called Okies, which are thousands of people from Oakland moving down to California with us. California, we promised a much more better future, but all the farms were destroyed, dust bowls were going crazy, and life didn't get much better after that.
Oof. Definitely, Mr. Jim Bob.
Well, that's pretty much all the information I know about the Great Depression.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming, and you have a good one, Mr. Jim Bob.
I will.
It was my pleasure to have you in with us.
Me too, Jerry.
You have a good one, Mr. Jim Bob.
You too.
That was Mr. Jim Bob Jean with us here today, and this is Jerry on Today. Thank you.